What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to demonstrate a pain-free bench press exercise that you guys can start incorporating into your programs. I get a lot of people who always have pain when they're bench pressing. And I find it that for one, we're going too heavy. And for two, we lack stabilization in those areas. Sometimes in the anterior area, but most times it's in the posterior area, in the scapula and in the lower traps. I myself had a shoulder surgery when I was about, I don't know how old I was, but it was over 10 years ago. For the longest, I wasn't able to shoulder press. For the longest, I wasn't able to bench press. And I just would get a lot of pain and a lot of inflammation here after I would bench press. Now here's my setup. It's just a very light, a 10 pound. I wrap a resistance band around it. This bar is a training bar. It's not anything heavy. It's only about 10 to 15 pounds. This is an exercise that I love incorporating anytime I'm doing upper body workouts or upper body stabilization. Now, most of the time, I see a lot of people in the gym pressing heavy, but their shoulders are here. So they're pressing as they're like this, which can cause a lot of stress on this anterior portion of the shoulder, and it's just not good. So the first thing that we want to do for these type of exercises is we want to go lighter. So if we're pressing very heavy, when we go back to this, it's going to be a lot lighter because we're working those smaller muscle groups like your lower traps, your wrist stabilizers, your tricep stabilizers, and those different muscles that get very overlooked in the gym. Now, the first thing when doing a bench press that I always do anytime I'm doing a bench press is I'm gonna make sure that my shoulders are down and back as I'm pressing. So I'm not gonna be like this, pressing and trying to load a lot of weight like that. That's just gonna cause a lot of problems. My shoulders are gonna be down and back as I'm here on the bench. My scapulas are gonna be working. My lower traps are gonna be working. My elbows are gonna be not here. I'm not a fan of pressing right here. That places too much stress on the anterior delt. My elbows are gonna be bent to about here. And the wider you go, the more chest you'll work. The closer you go, the more triceps you work. So I just kind of keep it neutral. I'm gonna be here. My elbows are about this far away from me, and I'm gonna press. So now I'm gonna show you. And for these, I never do the high rep 15 to 20 because it's unnecessary. Like I said, we're working smaller muscles and stabilizer muscles that are overlooked in the gym, and we don't want to overload those too aggressively and just aggravate them more. So I'm going to do about 8 to 12 reps, and then I'm going to stop. So here, I'm going to make sure that the bar is, I want the bar all the way here under my chest. I'm gonna get it even, get my hands even before I lift it off. My shoulders are down and back. I'm pinching my scapula and my lower traps as much as I can, and I'm maintaining that as I'm doing the exercise. So I'm gonna lift off, bring it forward to where it's under my chest. I'm gonna come down and press up. And right away, I feel my lower chest being worked, my triceps being worked, but I also feel my lower traps and my rhomboids doing a lot of work. I don't know how many that was, but you'll find when you do these, you get fatigued a lot faster than you would if it wasn't a stabilization exercise and it was just a normal bench press. So for these, always remember to start light and you can slowly progress. But the main point that I'm trying to get at is when you're doing your bench press, to not be hunched over like this. You don't want to press like that. You want your shoulders down and back as you're pressing, and you don't want your elbows here too much. I see a lot of people doing that. If you don't have pain doing that, that's fine. I tend to get pain when I'm like that, and it places a lot of stress on the joint. But this is going to be a very good exercise, and you have to go light. It's not going to be anything heavy, but it's very effective, and it's going to increase not only your bench press in the long run, but it's going to work your stabilizing muscles here. So for anybody who has rounded shoulders, it'll help bring those shoulders back. For anybody who's at a computer like this all day, or for somebody who drives all day and has that elevated shoulder, it's going to be good practice to keep those back when you're doing your other exercises. So try it out and let me know how it goes in the comments below.